Hi, my name is Jonathan Kaufman, and I'm here to present my second informative speech. This is my audience right there. That's my grandfather. That's my Aunt Sharon, my Uncle Scott, my mom's, and also my cousin Jason, my grandmother, and then my Aunt Sharon. The purpose of this speech is to inform people of the growing risk of obesity and to inform them of the problems it can cause, while also teaching solutions. In today's society, America has an obesity issue. Obesity is defined as the body mass index of 30 or above. In America, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention state that the presence of obesity in America ranges from 18.7% in Colorado to 32% in Mississippi. Thus, no state achieved the Healthy People 2010 objective of reducing the proportion of adults who are obese to 15%. Obesity rates grew nationwide by 74% between 1991 and 2001, according to the article Obesity, America's Health Crisis. Obesity does not also just hurt your health, it can also hurt your wallet. In 2000, the latest figures available, overweight and obese Americans cost the U.S. economy an estimated $117 billion, and another problem of obesity is that can cause health problems as well. So my first main point about my informative speech is obesity isn't good for your wallet. Obesity has been associated with a 36% increase in healthcare spending among the government and us as people, which is more than money spent from smoking or alcoholism. And a study in 2009 revealed that medical costs associated with obesity increased from 6.5% in 1998 to 9.2% in 2006. Overall, this computes to individuals who are obese spending more than $1,429 annually in 2006 for medical care, which is 42% more than other people. Earlier, I talked about how in 2000, the latest figures available for overweight and obese Americans cost the U.S. economy an estimated $117 billion, and $61 billion were spent in direct medical costs. The remainder was associated with indirect costs such as lost work time, disability, and loss of income due to premature death due to overweight issues being obese. My second main point for why obesity is bad is that it is also bad for your health. Tons of research has linked the epidemic of diabetes mellitus with the surging obesity rates throughout the U.S. Diabetes mellitus is a chronic lifelong condition that affects your body's ability to use the energy in food. There are three major types of diabetes: type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and gestational diabetes. All these types of diabetes have something in common. Normally your body breaks down the sugars and carbohydrates inside you and turns it into a special sugar called glucose. But the glucose fuels the cells in your body, but the cells need insulin, a hormone in your body, in your bloodstream in order to take in the glucose and use it for energy. With diabetes mellitus, either your body doesn't make enough insulin, it can't use the insulin, it does not produce, or a combination of both. Since the cells can't take in the glucose, it builds up in your blood. High levels of blood glucose can damage the tiny blood vessels in your body, in your kidney, heart, eyes, or nervous system. That's why diabetes, especially if untreated, can eventually lead to heart disease, stroke, kidney disease, liver failure, blindness, and nerve damage and damage in the feet. In addition to the presence of these diseases, treating the obese patient is medically challenging. There are weight-associated anesthesia, positioning, and healing risks with any treatment. Obesity limits the treatment options for men with prostate cancer. Overweight men with prostate cancer are referred for radiation therapy rather than surgery, a consequence of technical difficulties associated with being obese. Now, solutions to fix the problem that we have in America with obesity are: number one, behavioral therapy, which involves changing your diet based upon better habits and better eating food. And then also, according to a Conference Board report, more than 40% of U.S. companies have obesity reduction or wellness programs, and an additional 24% plan to start such programs in 2008. Pharmacological interventions presently include over-the-counter and prescription drugs that aim to suppress appetite, thus causing weight loss because your body won't. It basically in your stomach it blocks out the inhibitors that allow you to know that you're hungry. Bariatric surgery is a collective term for surgical procedures that limit the amount of food intake that your stomach can hold. There are 4 categories of weight loss surgical procedures to help lose weight if you are obese. Restrictive reduces the size of the stomach, limiting the amount of food it can hold. These include lap banding and sleeve gastrectomy. Malabsorptive procedures decrease the length of all the small intestines, thereby reducing the ability to absorb nutrients and calories. Mixed or combination procedures include restrictive and malabsorptive components, thus reducing the amount of food that can be consumed and limiting the ability of the body to absorb nutrients and calories. Gastric bypass, in which a small pouch is created by dividing the stomach, severely limits the amount of food the small intestines is capable of holding. Thus, there is an associated feeling of fullness associated with small amounts of food and less nutrients and calories consumed to lose weight. There is also, in the oldest way to keep weight down and not be obese is to diet. You can eat healthy, work out, and try to get back into shape. In conclusion, today in America, there's an obesity problem. More than 1/3 or 78 million adults in the United States are currently obese or overweight. Obesity can cause problems for you with your money. There are way too many health risks of being obese. Yet you can still change the fact that you have a weight problem in the United States today by going ahead and trying to use the ways and examples I've explained to lose weight and stay in shape. I'd like to thank you guys for being here and being my audience. I'd like to open up for questions that you all have for me. And Sharon?
Excellent talk. Good job.
Thank you.
The question was about, in the beginning you talked about these direct medical costs and then the other costs, and they're going up over time. So do you know what are some of the things that are the direct medical costs? And, will the government help, pay for those things like in the future? Like, Michelle Obama has done it, the young kid thing.
My guess is yes, because that not all of it can be covered just by us.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Good.
I don't know if you've noticed in your research, have they found in their studies that there are certain groups that are more prone to obesity, ethnic
The groups that are more prone to obesity are kids in cities and also more adults who are white. So it's ranging from the ages of 25 to about 45.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, along that question, since many of like you said, a lot of the adults, say 25 to, 45 you said or something, have the issue with obesity, and a lot of it is, because of maybe their health, their what they're eating and things like that, their habits. Have you, during your research, have you seen anything why, like say, countries like the U.S. compared to the European counters, they have a difference? Many of the European countries do not have the obesity problem that the U.S. does.
The one thing that I did come across is actually the countries that had the top obesity rates were like China, the United States, Japan, Mexico, Canada, and the one thing that I did notice that they all had in common is that they were all big on a lot of fast food. They all ate not healthy diets. Over in Europe, they kind of tend to eat more leaning towards a healthier lifestyle. And I mean, in America or Mexico or wherever, a lot of people tend to just go for the easy meal and get their food and be able to go home. So,
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for being my audience and helping with my speech. And thank you guys.
Thank you.
Good job.